Vibes, 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 vibes. Vibes.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. Today's classic brought to you by Neutral Vodka Seltzer, made with real vodka, real seltzer, real juice. It's neutral, the one with the umlaut. It's Monday, March 20th, 2023. I'm still J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to Tass is the bearded one, Matasha Hotboy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And last but not least, over yonder, right over there, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Hit that like button. Help us out. Comment away. And sub around and find out. We hit 65,000 subs. So thank you. But if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, do it. Get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, all that good stuff. And once you're done with today's No Dunks Classic, check out the brand new episode of Is This Good? Matty O, JD, with special guest Rachel Scanlon, a stand-up comedian, writer, and co-host of the weekly podcast Two Dykes and a Mic. Topics on this one include couples tattoos, video dates, and this very interesting topic to me, confusing pizzas. JD, what can you say about that? Confusing pizzas on this ITG episode.
Well, there was somebody who had a bet with their buddy who they didn't want to eat pizza. They wanted to cut themselves off pizza for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
And then this person, he ordered something that could be defined as pizza.
Flatbread.
Nope. I'm not going to say what it was.
Oh, okay.
It's in the subtleness.
Okay.
We have a big debate about it.
Okay.
What is pizza and what isn't pizza?
All right. Well, that's how we got to confusing pizza. That's on Is This Good?
Yeah.
With comedian Rachel Scanlon. I can't wait to fire that up later today. And hey, tonight, NBA watch party on Playback. We're back, baby. And once again, we got the Mavericks Grizzlies, and we'll be bouncing around. Bunch of games on. Mm-hmm. The remote control back in Tass's hands. Thanks to anybody that joined me last night for a little Raps Bucks action on a Sunday night. That was a last-second decision. But we'll be doing it again tonight, and the link is right there in the show notes. Sign up with Playback and come hang with us, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, we'll click over to Wolves-Knicks, I'm sure. The Sixers continue to roll in 8 straight. They got the Bulls at home tonight.
Oh, big game, big game.
So, yeah, we'll see some endings as well, considering we're starting a little bit later tonight.
Oh, it's later tonight. It's not 7:30.
Oh, you said 7:30?
Yeah, what is it?
8
o'clock.
8.
Okay. Aider, also known as Aider.
Aider.
All right, 8 o'clock. Excuse me. That's my bad. Well, last night, like I said, I was on Playback for some Raps Bucks, and incredibly, I turned it off with like 10 seconds to go in the game. I said, thanks for coming, everybody. Had a blast tonight. You know, this game's over. Raps put up a fight, but the Bucks are too damn good, so we'll see ya. As soon as I clicked end watch party, Gary Trent Jr. stuck Wedgie 48. Less than 10 seconds to go in the game. I mean, there's no chance of winning here. This is just Gary trying to get some buckets.
So did you get back on real quick?
No. I took to Twitter. I couldn't believe it. I was so confused. I was like, I was just watching this game. There was no Wedgie. But it happened when I turned it off. But look at Jae Crowder here on the bench, getting all the Bucks guys laughing, pointing out the old grade school Wedgie, grabbing the
Just pointing at
undies,
his butt.
pulling him up, and Joe Ingles was loving that.
Look how far we've come. We have an NBA player pointing at his butt when a wedgie happens.
You can see
that
him.
didn't happen
You can see him
15 years ago.
mouth Wedgie too. So they obviously he had yelled it, and somebody maybe was like, "What are you talking about? What's it called?"
And he pointed at his
wedgies.
butt. Yeah, Joe Ingles. You know, a guy has little kids when he's laughing at butt jokes. He was dying. Or was he laughing at Jae Crowder's white T-shirt falling out of his shirt? See that?
No.
I mean, tuck in your shirt.
Why?
Well, he meant to tuck in his shirt. It's falling out of his sweater.
Well, he's trying to like do the signal for Wedgie though. It's gonna maybe come out when you pull it up like that. Anyway, 48 wedgies. It's awesome. Gary Trent Jr., thank you for that one that was definitely not needed. I mean, there was really no need to shoot that, but awesome stuff. All right, let's get into winners and losers of the NBA weekend. Tess, get us started. Who's your big winner?
I think the Grizzlies are a winner for a whole bunch of reasons. They won a couple basketball games, sure. They're getting their superstar back, Ja Morant, returning to their team today. And also, the Western Conference just ain't all that great right now. No one's running away with it. Let's start with the games, though, because they had a pretty dramatic Friday and Saturday. They beat the Spurs on Friday, coming back from 29 points down in the third quarter, the largest comeback in franchise history. Marc Gasol didn't do that. Pau Gasol didn't do that. Allen Iverson didn't do that when he was a member of the Memphis Grizzlies.
No. Michael Dickerson? No way.
No way. Yeah, let's just name old Grizzlies. Another Mike Miller. Anyway, Dillon Brooks hit a 3 to send it to overtime, but Dillon Brooks is still a loser of the weekend. We'll get to him a little bit later. Triple J had 28 points, and he got to do it in front of his dad. San Antonio honored Jaren Jackson Sr. as part of its season-long 50th anniversary celebration. The Grizz have beat the Spurs 10 straight games. Things are changing in the NBA. Who would have thought that? Anyway, Saturday, the Grizzlies, after beating the Spurs, they beat their old rival, the Golden State Warriors. People don't want to call it a rivalry. I don't care. They hate each other. Even if Golden State has beaten them in the postseason and the Grizzlies haven't beaten them, it's a rivalry to me because you could tell people were furious in this game. I mentioned Triple J. He was the best player on the floor in this game. 31, 4 blocks, looked fantastic. Desmond Bane, 26. Dillon Brooks, 7 of 10, perfect from 3. Still, he's a loser of the weekend. We'll get to him a little bit later on. But he did a good job against Steph Curry. He really did. He came in talking about holding Steph down. He did that when Steph only scored 16. You did that. And they pulled away in the fourth, holding Golden State to 19 in the fourth quarter. And that's a really good sign. Leading me to their superstar coming back today, John Morant.
Coming back to the team, not playing tonight.
Yeah, most likely not playing tonight. He's back with the team. 8-game suspension has been served. They're 5-3 without him. So they held court. They did fine.
Yep.
As choreographed as last week was with the him checking in to a clinic and then coming back very, very soon after to an ESPN interview with the Nike emblazoned on his chest, the West remains wide open. They are in second place, tied for second with Sacramento. It is hard to trust their half-court offense, there's no doubt. But as I said about that fourth quarter spread where they won 29-19 against the Golden State Warriors, a great sign because usually they falter in fourth quarter. So they're kind of reversing their trend. And who knows, as we go here in the final 10, 12 games, they got their closer back in John Morant. And whether or not he plays today to get back in basketball shape, whether or not we see him on playback, it's just a great sign for them. I still don't trust their half-court offense all that much, but Triple J taking on a bigger role and these other guys stepping up, it just looks like they're doing it by committee, which is what they're going to have to do in the postseason. They did that against the Warriors, so a good weekend.
Very good weekend for the Grizzlies after, the last couple of weeks for their franchise. I think we had them as a loser of the weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend with everything going on around that franchise. But, we'll get into the whole Klay Thompson, Dillon Brooks rivalry, if you want to call it that, a little bit later. But that's a good pick. Memphis getting some victories there.
Yeah, maybe they don't need to be worried about their half-court offense if they find a way to play the Warriors in the playoffs because they'll be able to score pretty easily against them. I thought an awesome weekend on the offensive end, in particular for Jaren Jackson Jr. The guy is looking really aggressive right now. Took 20 shots against the Spurs, took 22 against the Warriors, made 12 in both games. That's an incredible percentage. He looks really aggressive. He's playing downhill. He's stronger this season, so he's finishing inside, and it's really helping the Grizzlies because, like you're saying, Tass, they don't necessarily have a go-to offensive guy without John Morant on the court. So seeing Jaren Jackson Jr. step up and seeing Desmond Bane get a little bit untracked this weekend as well, I think are big for Memphis.
Yeah, it's not a tactical thing with Jaren Jackson Jr. There wasn't a scheme to get him open. He's just being more aggressive because he's the number one guy. And it's happened because Morant went out. And we didn't see it even last year when Morant was out. They need a true number two. And Bane was great, and Brooks, he's not going to be perfect every single night, but they're getting it from everywhere.
Yeah, and they are tied with the Kings. 43 and 27, both those teams. Kings ahead of them there at the number 2 slot, but 10 or so games left, so they could jump them, and that could be big, obviously, having home court advantage there as a number 2 seed for a couple rounds at least. All right, TK, who you got? Winner of the weekend?
I didn't know if this would end up as a winner of the weekend or a loser of the weekend, but the Lakers salvaged things with the win yesterday by beating the Magic. So winner of the weekend goes to the Mavs and to Maxi Kleber in particular. Stunning comeback win against the Lakers on Friday night. 20 seconds left. The Lakers have the lead. 4-point lead with the ball. 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell misses a 3-pointer. Not much happening on that possession. A pretty solid double to get the ball out of Anthony Davis's hands. Russell misses. But here's why the Lakers could be losers. With 7 seconds left, Kyrie Irving has the ball near the top of the key, maybe a little bit more towards the right wing. He draws help, finds Maxi Kleber top of the key. Anthony Davis just pancakes him. Kleber, as he's shooting the ball on the 3-point attempt, he goes to the line. Kleber does, makes all 3 of his attempts. It's now a 1-point game. The Lakers inbound. Anthony Davis fouled. Goes to the line. Just got to knock down 2 of them. Feeling good. Makes 1 of 2 at the line. Yep. So now it's a 2-point LA lead. The Mavs inbound the ball, then run the exact same play. Kyrie Irving is cooking, so why not go to him? The Lakers do the same thing. They get the ball out of his hands, and Kyrie finds Maxi Kleber on the left wing. He lets it rip. Splash! Big win for Big D. No Luka in this one, but Kyrie Irving was back. He had 38 on the night, including 13 in the fourth. Also had the 2 plays where he trusted Maxi Kleber to get it done. Kleber scored 6 points in the final 7 seconds of this game. Also had a nice pump and go with about 3 minutes left to get a bucket as well. But big time win for Dallas because at the time, this kept them in 7th place in the West rather than dropping them down into a tie with the Lakers down near the bottom. But instead, Golden State went out and lost twice this weekend. So now Dallas is in 6th in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Nice to be out of the play-in tournament. I've personally been impressed by Dallas's defense. Late in this game, they kept the ball out of the paint. Not impressed, however, the Lakers missing free throws. 19 of 31 at the line in this one. Not winning numbers right there. And this is at least the 3rd time this season that Anthony Davis has missed clutch free throws to basically lose the game for the Lakers. It happened against Philadelphia, happened against Boston, and then it happened here against Dallas. This is a team with no margin for error. Like Anthony Davis sat out that game against the Rockets, got named as worst of the week, and then they went out and lost this game. You could say 2 losses on Anthony Davis's shoulders. He's carried the Lakers since LeBron has been out, but dropped him this weekend.
Well, that pivots nicely to a small winner of the weekend, to Austin Reaves, because if he doesn't come through on Sunday, then AD and the Lakers are absolutely a loser of the weekend. But Reaves scored a career-high 35, including the Lakers' last 10, a lot of them at the free throw line, as the Lakers beat the Magic 111-105, and they jump into a tie there for number 9 in the Western Conference postseason race. But he personally outscored the Orlando Magic down the stretch, Austin Reaves did, in a game where AD did not have a great game either. So, man, people would be piling on AD if they went on to lose this one after already having a heartbreaker there against Dallas. But 35 off the bench, Tass. I mean, he saved them. He was playmaking, too. Like, he looked fantastic. An undrafted guy a couple years ago. And no LeBron, though there's some reports that he is going to play here in the regular season, says Ham. But, wow. They escaped there thanks to Austin Reaves.
Yeah, he's clearly been their 3rd best player this season. He has come through a lot for them. He's just been so steady when he wasn't injured, and you could see that they missed him when he wasn't injured. This team has chemistry, but they just don't show up every single night, and they obviously should have won both games this weekend. And they should have been beating the Rockets on Wednesday, going back, if Anthony Davis decides to play. So every game friggin' matters. The play-in tournament, my goodness. What a successful endeavor. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? 21.
Makes you care about bad teams, which is good.
Yeah, it makes you care about the
mid teams.
The bottom half of the league. Yeah, from like 15 to 25. I mean, the Western Conference has so many of those this season. Really, we're talking 4 through 12 here. So
yeah.
So we're
like
talking
a team
about
like the
Phoenix
Mavericks
Suns, Clippers, Mavericks, Warriors, good teams. That probably they would be better if they didn't have injuries. And then a lot of mediocre teams here. The Thunder, the Mavs have jumped the Warriors for the 6th spot, but things are going to change. 21 days left in the regular season. Things are going to change.
Yeah, like the Dallas Mavericks, just using them as an example, like they could be home court advantage in the first round as a 4th seed. It's like not that far-fetched. They're like 2 games back of Phoenix, or they could be completely out of the play-in. It's like they're not that far up on the teams chasing them. It's like
absolutely not.
It's insane here. It is going to be a wild final 3 weeks here of the regular season for all of those teams bunched together there from 4 through 12. It feels like we're like saying goodbye to Portland.
Yeah, bye-bye.
They're too far out after another loss there to the Clippers.
You lost too many. They've lost 6 games in a row.
They might be shutting down Damian Lillard. Those were the reports going around the weekend. They continue to keep losing. Just say, all right, Dame.
Yeah, and the Mavs decided to sit Luka here for a stretch. He decided he was injured.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing well with the thigh problem. Could he be back tonight? They upgraded him to questionable. I saw you throw him on the graphic there. He made that decision, just trying to reel people in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Why don't you throw John Morant on there?
John Morant's not playing. I'm like,
Luka may not be playing either.
well, I know, but I thought it was more likely a guy was returning from injury than a guy returning from, counseling programming in Florida.
John Morant's healthy.
Yeah, but they had kept telling us that he wasn't. They told us like last week before we even went into the weekend, like, yeah, he can join the team on Monday, but he's not going to play because they want to get him back in some sort of game shape. He wasn't practicing and playing for a good stretch of the.
He wasn't allowed to play with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows what his game shape is, though.
They've got the Rockets twice at the end of this week. He'll probably be back for one of those.
Yeah.
Teams like to bring him back against the easy games.
I can change the graphic. You want me to update it? Who should
Who
I
are you
go with?
gonna put?
Well, I guess Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, he's on
deserves
fire.
it.
He's on fire.
I mean, a lot of people will be tuning in for that.
Well,
Come on. I'd rather put Dillon Brooks. People are like, let me hate watch this guy.
Dillon
Really?
Brooks, Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the go-to right there.
Guess what? I'm definitely not updating it. But thanks for. Maybe we hope. Maybe Luka plays. Maybe that's fingers crossed on that.
yeah, he is upgraded to questionable, so people are excited about that.
Okay. I would like to give another mini winner of the weekend to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who scored 40 in OKC's 124-120 victory over the Suns on Sunday. I thought he single-handedly kept them in the game in the first half. SGA did. And he finished it off hitting big free throws down the stretch. A lot of guys chipped in, though. Thunder, big win. They've won 4 or 5 here to push for a play-in spot. Like, they're in this mix here. They're in the race with all these teams that we were going through.
It's unbelievable.
Which
They're
is-
currently 8th.
Yeah, which is amazing. But I wanted to share a stat about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this season. He's averaging 31.4 points per game. That's 4th best in the NBA, right? Behind Embiid, Luka, and Dame. Then it's SGA. But how he goes about scoring, or more importantly, how he doesn't go about accumulating his points, is pretty wild and very rare. Since 1980, start of the three-point era, only 7 NBA superstars, if we're including SGA, have ever averaged over 31 points per game, while also averaging less than 1 made three-pointer per game. Okay? 31 points per game, but under a 3 made per game. The list is wild. It's Michael Jordan. He did it 4 times in the mid to late 80s. He just didn't hit a lot of threes, right? Didn't take a lot of threes. Didn't need to. George Gervin, the Iceman, he did it twice right after the three-point line was introduced. Karl Malone has won 31 points per game season under his belt with, of course, very few threes. So does Moses Malone and Bernard King. Both of those guys never even hit a 3 during their seasons where they scored all those points. And then the final 2 are guys from this year. 31 plus points per game while knocking in less than 1 3 per game. It's Giannis and SGA. That's crazy. Like, Giannis is one thing because he's a big. SGA as a guard in today's game where all we talk about is like every guy hits 5 or 6 threes, it feels like a game. It's like, it's just nuts to me that he goes about obviously doing it at the free throw line and in the mid-range game. 7 guys. 2 of them this year. I just think it's funny because we're always talking about like point inflation, three-pointer. And it's like we have 2 guys scoring a hell of a lot of points, just not doing it from the three-point line. So just a little stat there.
He's a throwback. He's a throwback, no doubt. And he's guard Giannis right now, for sure. I mean, they really are similar. You look at their shot charts. They're super similar. John Morant could be a guy who does that too.
Oh, yeah.
But
Down the line.
he scores a little bit. He hits more threes.
He takes a lot of threes.
Yeah, that's right. So a fun list there and a big win, and it was him and Booker going back and forth there. SGA and Thunder pulled it out. Okay, one more round. Tass, who you got?
Well, winner is a relative term here because the Houston Rockets are a bad team. But they're playing spoiler, and they're doing it well. That's all they have to play for right now. They had their first 3-game win streak of the season, culminated on Friday, then it ended on Sunday. But they beat the Pelicans, who are trying to make the play-in tournament on Friday, and they did it in dramatic fashion. And they could have quit. They were down 10 going into the fourth. They're down 5 with 1:25 left in the fourth, and then they were down 1 with 20 seconds left. Brandon Ingram steps up to the free throw line, the mid-range, misses a shot in the mid-range. They got the rebound, short shot clock, that helped, and then he took another shot. They missed. So Jabari Smith Jr., rook for the Rockets, had a shot, put a rare one where he put it on the floor, wasn't a catch and shoot, threw it up, and it goes down. The 3 wins it, his only 3 of the night. Nice quote after the game as well. I felt like I was in a video game. It was crazy. It was like I didn't see anybody else. The gym went blank. It was just me and him. It was a special moment for sure. So he hits it, 0.4 seconds left. The Pels have a chance to tie it, and the Rockets insert Boban Marjanovic as the inbound defender.
Yes.
And it works! That doesn't always happen. He tipped it as the Pels were looking to tie on an alley-oop. Old Boban only played 2 minutes in this game. Perfect stuff. Also a reason why the Rockets are winners. Yeah, they went on and lost against the Pelicans. But I also saw this. Alperen Şengün's stretching routine, his pregame stretching routine. I think we have it, JD. The guy does the splits.
That's great flexibility. It's also amazing how he just completely blends into the.
He's like disappearing into the floor.
Yeah, it's the lighting. The lighting is strange.
Man.
But
whoa, man, that's a flexible dude.
This is a large man basically doing the splits. He could be on physical 100. Get him in there. This
is freaking me out, honestly.
The color.
The color and the fact that it's like there's a guy walking his hands back and forth to stretch him. Weird stuff.
It is weird. So I had to throw it in.
That's
there.
a good one.
But yeah, the Rockets just doing it. Again, 3-game win streak. Worst team in the Western Conference.
But not the worst team in the league anymore.
No.
That's huge, man. They're not going to finish with the worst record this season, maybe. But they did a good enough job of tanking that they got to be one of the 4 worst records in the league, and then they started playing hard again. That's how you do it. Fool some people, maybe save Steven Silas's job.
Yeah,
That's possible. A winner, baby.
If you take away yesterday's brutal game where they did lose to the Pelicans in the second game playing them this weekend, Jabari Smith, he only had 8. He had a bad game, 2 of 10 shooting. He's been playing really well the last couple of weeks here, putting up some good numbers, basically averaging flirting with 20 and 10s. It's like 19 and 9. But that's great to see as from the rookie who started slow and I think has proved oh yeah, this guy's deserving of a very good draft pick. I know he's on a bad team and people are going to get numbers, but you see it. You can absolutely see it, and I think Rockets fans are pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Pair him with Wembanyama and Bob's your uncle, right?
Listen, we've watched many bad teams, been fans of many bad teams, and so this is all you can hope for. You see the end of the season, our Rook's playing well. We beat the Lakers. Yeah. You have a game-winning shot like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Your center is extremely flexible. Doesn't get much better than that.
That's what you're looking to see.
Your center's flexible and invisible, which is pretty incredible.
No wonder he's so hard to guard, man. Where was he?
Okay, Trey, who you got for another winner of the weekend?
Yeah, speaking of being fans of bad teams, been a while since the Bulls got a winner of the weekend, but the Bulls are back! In the play-in tournament. Yep. 2 fun wins. For Chicago this weekend, they beat the Timberwolves Friday night in double overtime. 49 points for DeMar DeRozan, 39 for Zach LaVine. They become the first Bulls duo since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen to get 39 or more in the same game. It was double overtime, so maybe a little inflation there. They also set the franchise record for points from 2 players in a game, which was Michael Jordan and Horace Grant.
Whoa.
Not MJ and Pippen. In that game, I guess they scored 44 and 40 in that one, so 84 points. But DeRozan and LaVine went for 88 in your face. Big Vucci baby. Dunk. Ended things. A dagger dunk with 2 in 2 overtime, so that was pretty cool. They followed it up. Second night of a back-to-back. They beat the Heat once again, securing the season sweep against Miami, who they could theoretically run into in the playoff, or in the play-in tournament. Craziest part of this one. At one point, Patrick Beverley scored 14 straight points for the Bulls in less than 3 minutes. He was shooting warm-up jumpers. The Heat were doubling DeRozan or Vooch to get the ball out of their hands, leaving Beverley wide open at the top of the key. But he drained 4 threes and also took it to the hoop, scored on Gabe Vincent, hit him with the too small, of course. At one point, the Bulls were up by 27 points. They almost bullsed it, but Kobe White hit some big shots down the stretch, and they did the dub. Bulls are 7-4 since signing Play-in Pat. Their 2 of those losses came on game winners. He says they should be 9-2, and I agree. Wow. Indiana and Washington went a combined 0-3 this weekend. So the Bulls now have 1.5 game lead for 10th place in the Eastern Conference. And I checked the records. They're 6-3 combined against Miami, Atlanta, and Toronto.
Dang. Yeah,
so watch your back.
Look,
1 and 2 seeds.
I'm worried we may not even get the No Dunks Homer Bowl with Bulls reps. The way especially your team is playing and could move up there, and we'll get to the Hawks in a second here and how they play. But that's a big weekend for your Chicago Bulls.
Big wins.
You'd love to see it. I did see Ziller have a crazy point he made, I think, in his newsletter. Maybe he just tweeted it. The Heat are the 7th seed right now, right? They are the division leader of the Southeast Division. They're 3 games better than the Hawks, so they're going to win that Southeast Division. But it's possible, unlikely, but possible, that they could lose both games if they stayed in the play-in and then not make the playoffs. They would be the first team ever to win a division and not be in the postseason. Like again, I don't think it's going to happen that they would lose to the 8th seed and then also lose again to the winner of the 9-10. They'll probably get in. Heck, they may even get the 6th seed, and this would be all totally pointless. But it's in play.
Win a division and not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think
if that happens, then just get rid of divisions completely.
Totally.
Right?
You have to.
Yeah.
And the chances are increasing of that as the Bulls and Raptors get better because the Hawks aren't going to beat the Heat.
No.
There's
absolutely not.
They can't. There's a matchup problem there.
Yes.
So if the Bulls can jump up into 8th or the Raptors, that matchup is better than the Hawks staying there right now. And if you're a sicko and you love to play in term, Eric Kareen just has an article that dropped. Raptors, Hawks, and Bulls analyzing the race for the East 8th seed.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah,
It's going to come down to the wire. And the Hawks, they did get a win this weekend over the Warriors, but then they gave it right back. So, who knows? It's within a game and a half for that 8th seed.
Whose chances do you like more to win one game off the Milwaukee Bucks in a 1-8 matchup? The Bulls, the Raps, or the Hawks?
Bulls did it last year.
Yeah.
Beat the Bucks in Milwaukee.
did.
Then they lost their next 2 home games by 60 combined points.
Hey, Raps put up a fight last night for 3.5 quarters till Brook Lopez said, "Nah, that's enough." Not liking any of their chances there. But
we need the Hawks to get the 9 seed so we can go to a play-in game. They'll host that 9-10 game, and it'll either be the Bulls or the Raptors. So that's the goal right now.
Well, even if they're the 8th seed, the Hawks, they will be hosting once they lose to the Heat.
Game. Yeah, good point.
We're going. Lock it in. We're going to a play-in game.
What's a standing room ticket cost for a play-in game? Should be $12.50.
Yeah, that's got to be cheap. All right, final winner of the weekend, Joel Embiid's trophy case, because he continued his MVP push here over the weekend. 2 more dominant performances. They're playing crap teams, but look at this. Friday night, Embiid has 38-13, 5 assists, 4 blocks in 29 minutes as the Sixers crush the Hornets. Dude was kicking their ass so hard that he was serenaded in Charlotte with multiple MVP chants from the crowd. It happened in both halves there in Charlotte. So just a professional ass kick in there from Embiid and the Sixers.
He said pregame, my goal, well, he said it postgame, but he said my goal pregame was not to play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he said that a couple times now this season. I remember him saying that earlier. And he's backing it up.
How embarrassing
because
for the Hornets.
Yeah. Deja vu on Saturday. 76ers beat the Pacers by 20 in a high-scoring affair. He had 31. Embiid did 31.7 boards, 7 assists, shot 10 of 15 from the field, sat out the entire fourth quarter because the game was out of hand. So just 2 monster performances here from him. Sixers won their 8th straight consecutive game, and that's their longest win streak of the season. So a little love there to Embiid, who obviously is battling with Jokic and Giannis for an MVP, and he is helping his case here with these dominant performances in 3 quarters of action, and his team just keeps winning. I mean, he's timing this run here perfectly.
And they have technically taken over the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference as well, so that is huge for them. Makes that Boston Celtics series potentially, if they meet in round 2, a little bit more even because the Celtics have owned the Sixers if they do have home court there. And also what Joel Embiid did in, I guess it was February, when he said, I'm playing injured. Doctor said I should sit out for a couple weeks. I mean, he played me. I started thinking, oh, he's going to sit out. He's going to be hurt. But he just played the narrative so perfectly.
Back-to-back he played, yeah.
Like he just wrote his MVP script. I'm hurt. Hello. I'm hurt, and I'm playing, and I'm going to be the MVP. It just helps. The guy loves wrestling. It's like a wrestling script, you know?
Oh, man.
I mean, he's writing the narrative for himself. So it's going well, and he hasn't missed a game, even though the doc said he should be sitting out a couple weeks.
Quick trivia question with Embiid. He is averaging 33.5 points per game this season. I know everybody scores, but that is a ton of points. Can you name the only players to average more points per game since 1980? That'll be our cutoff. Michael Jordan did it 3 times, actually.
Oh, 3 times.
3
wow,
times,
nice.
yeah.
Kobe?
1 season?
Tracy McGrady?
No, not 33.5.
Okay.
Current player, though.
Since 1980, James Harden.
That's it. Twice.
Yeah.
It's on his team with him. Look at that. So Jordan 3 times, Harden twice, Kobe once, Embiid 33.5. I mean,
a lot of points, man.
30 points is a lot per game. But to get over 33.5, holy moly. And he is like doing it efficiently. Like he's got some crazy streak going on right now that he's like averaging 30 points over the last 7 games where he's shooting 55% from the field, so he's like mad efficient. I think he's tied like a LeBron James streak doing that back in 2013. He can possibly beat it tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Ken Vucci, baby. Keep him in check.
No, he cannot.
No.
Oh, tune into playback.
Bulls have never beat Embiid.
Oh, that is the reason to tune in tonight.
Until tonight.
Wow.
The Bulls did beat the Sixers in Philadelphia the last time they played. Zach LaVine hit a whole bunch of threes, but Embiid did not play.
He did not play. Okay.
Did not play.
Okay.
He ducked the Bulls. He was scared.
Is he playing tonight? Do we? I assume he is, right? He wants that MVP. He's going to play.
Oh,
tonight.
he wants it.
He's playing for 3 quarters.
Oh, you're calling it. Wow.
Yeah, Bulls blow out. I'm with you.
They shut him down. All right, we'll find out tonight. Those are our winners of the NBA weekend. Tell us who we missed. I know there's a lot left out there, so let us know in the stream team or tweet at us at NoDunksInc. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll get to the losers.
The last few years have changed how we do things in the Mellis household, and that includes how much we go out to eat. We eat a lot more at home, especially when it comes to meat. Why go out when ButcherBox delivers high-quality meat and fish to our door? We like how ButcherBox delivers in bulk and it's all frozen, so we just pull out what we need and have lots more in the freezer for other days, like when we grilled chicken thighs one night, or made schnitzel from their chicken breast another night, or when we had ButcherBox's chicken wangs for Super Bowl, and that's free-range organic chicken, mind you. And there's a lot of variety. It provides inspiration nightly. For Danielle, not for me. She's the chef. It's not my department. The variety includes 100% grass-fed beef, pork-raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. Oh, plus the ground turkey we used to make turkey meatballs, which had a whole lot of spinach in them. They were delicious. Kids love them too. It's all humanely raised, no antibiotics or added hormones, free shipping, and good prices. And here's a deal. You're going to like this one, Skeets. Get free chicken nuggets for a year and 10% off your first box when you sign up today. That's a 22-ounce bag of gluten-free chicken nuggets in every order for a year when you sign up at butcherbox.com/nodunks and use code NODUNKS. 22-ounce bag of chicken nuggets. That's a lot of nuggets.
I couldn't believe this when I saw it.
I
was like, is this a typo? No.
That's probably,
nuggets for a year. Let's go.
That's probably 100 nuggets in a bag. Maybe. I don't know. But that's a lot of nuggets.
Yeah.
Every time you order. Claim this deal at butcherbox.com/nodunks and use code NODUNKS.
All right, guys, let me paint you a picture. You're at the supermarket, right?
Yeah.
You made a quick run to grab some food for a little weekend barbecue. You're running through your mental checklist. Do we have buns at home? Are we low on ketchup? How many bags of chips should I get? And then you see the text. Little ding ding there on your phone. What's it say? Hey love, invited a bunch of the neighbors over. Grab wine, please. Oh boy. Here we go. Now I'm going through the wine aisle, feeling lost, feeling intimidated. I don't know what to get. I don't know how many bottles. I don't know where to start. If you've ever experienced something like that, you need First Leaf. Here's why. As America's most personalized wine company, First Leaf takes the guesswork out of wine selection. It's so easy, and I need this. You just take their short taste quiz, and you rate the first few wines that they send you, and then First Leaf uses your responses to curate a customized selection of delicious, award-winning wines based on your personal preferences with, check this, 96% accuracy. You take that little taste test, you get your wines, you give the feedback, and then they're knocking it out of the park test. 96% accuracy. A variety of new and exciting wines delivered to your door with each bottle priced lower than what you would pay at the wine store. You even get to choose when to receive your wine, and every selection is backed by First Leaf's satisfaction guarantee. I am part of the First Leaf monthly wine club membership. I love it because I feel like overwhelmed when I'm in the wine aisle. I don't know. They all look good. Get them all, is what I say. But this helps out. It makes shopping for high-quality wine affordable, pretty fun, and very easy. So sign up today, and you'll get your first 6 bottles for $39.95, plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks. That's tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks to get your first 6 bottles for $39.95, plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks. Losers of the NBA weekend. Who you got?
Well, the Grizzlies, Dillon Brooks, as I said earlier, it started on Friday because we showed you the clip where he pushed a camera person in Miami. He was part of our Worst of the Week nominees on Friday. He still hadn't been fined. We said here on the show, there's still time. Go find the man. I'm sure somebody from the league office watched that show and then said, okay, $35K. He deserves it. Wow. Because it took a couple days for the league to find him. He absolutely deserved it. So $35,000 fine. And then versus the Warriors on Saturday. Listen, we talked about on the basketball floor, it was pretty good for him.
Yeah.
But off the floor, not so good. He did some trash talking with Klay after back-to-back wins. But he was destroyed by Klay's comments after the game. In Klay's straightforward, tell it like it is type of way, he said, quote, I don't care about Dillon Brooks. When he retires, I don't think anyone will ever talk about Dillon Brooks ever again. Jesus. Oh my God. Damn. This is
harsh.
That's pretty harsh.
It's even more harsh because it comes from Klay.
Yeah.
Because there's no hyperbole with this guy.
Yeah.
And the truth hurts the most.
Well, the truth is Klay is bringing up the past and the future because the Grizzlies completely took it to the Warriors.
Sure.
And Dillon Brooks won the present that
won
night.
that night.
He took Steph Curry out of the game.
Yeah.
And he got Klay to reminisce about the previous 15 years of his career and the future 10 years of his career because the Grizzlies keep beating the Warriors.
Yeah, right.
They got their number.
Right now they got their number.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see them in the postseason. Yeah. So much so that Klay was on the bench as the Grizzlies continued to talk trash during the game. He was in his full top and bottom. He was done. He was done from the game, but he was still looking over to Memphis, to their bench, and saying, he's doing the Kobe. 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. He counted them on his fingers. So yeah, he was talking about the present, the past, yeah, the future. but you don't that quote will stick with Dillon Brooks, and he's not going to be dismayed or he's not going to be thrown off by any means. He's going to continue to talk trash every single game. He came into this game saying they were going to beat the Warriors, and they did it. He had a phenomenal game. Yeah, the Klay quote though. I hope he makes it disappear. I hope he makes it untrue.
Well, Brooks says he's living rent-free in their heads. Klay's heads. Warriors' heads.
That's why it's a great rivalry. Because even though the Grizzlies haven't beat them in the playoffs, the Warriors absolutely despise the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies will not stop talking. And we had the Draymond Green versus Dillon Brooks scenario earlier this season. Steph was asked about it post-game. He said, we play against the entire Grizzlies lineup. Dillon Brooks wasn't the guy who necessarily shut me down. When he was asked if Dillon Brooks shut him down, he said, I play against the whole team. That's all I'm going to say about that. And that's as spicy as Steph is going to get. But it just shows. They hate each other. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we need the NBA scriptwriters to give us Grizzlies Warriors. Come on. Just give us a nice 3-6 first round.
Yeah.
Let's go right into that first weekend with two teams just absolutely loathing each other, and one team trying to prove that they can beat them in a playoff series, and the defending champs trying to prove they can win on the road. And
can they win on the road? Because it was a terrible weekend for them. They lost twice on the road, Hawks and then the Grizzlies, and they've dropped out of the playoffs into 7th for that play-in tournament spot. They've lost 10 consecutive games away from home. After losing to the Hawks, they went 3-12 on the season against the Eastern Conference on the road this season. Their home and road record mirror each other. 29-7 at home, 7-29 on the road. It is nuts.
Come on.
That's nuts.
It's nuts, yeah. Friday, no Draymond Green because he was serving that one-game suspension because he's all teched out. I guess if he gets 2 more, he can get another suspension. But no Wiggins still up to this point. Hasn't played in a very long time. No GP the second. He's still out with his injury. Andre Iguodala done for the season with a wrist problem. So those vets would have helped on Friday because there was bad Warriors on Friday night. I guess they were down 3, 6 minutes left. They turned the ball over, and then they didn't get back. The Hawks quick threed them because they didn't get back. So now it was a 6-point game, like little stuff like that, where they got fast break point department. They lost that. They lost the bench battle. And that fourth quarter against the Grizzlies, again, good sign for the Grizzlies, bad for the Warriors, because as Trey mentioned there, they're having trouble stopping people. And they've got 2 more road games on this 5-game road trip, which they've started with 3 losses. Tonight against the Rockets, our pick'em game a little bit later. Can they beat the Rockets on the road? You'd hope so.
No guarantees.
They're 9.5-point favorites on the road, even though they've lost 10 straight on the road.
Holy wow. Yeah, we'll get to that
big line.
in a little bit. Okay, good one. Dillon Brooks / the Warriors / everything going on with those two teams.
It's crazy.
Who do you have for a loser of the weekend?
The Warriors. I got the Warriors as loser of the weekend because they've made Dillon Brooks look good the past 2 weeks. Like, they are losing this rivalry to the Grizzlies, and it's not even close. But for me, Celtics got to be a loser of the weekend. Another blown lead and another bad loss for Boston. They got up early on the Jazz, stretched the lead out to 19 points and gave it all back in the second half. Honestly, kind of an unbelievable loss for Boston. They hit 22 threes and had 6 turnovers. And yet they still lost this game to the Jazz because they got completely crushed inside. 17 offensive rebounds for Utah, turned into 20 second chance points. Also, the Jazz won the points in the paint battle 48-30. They play 3 big guys. Most of the Warriors are very small, most of the Celtics are very small, and they were missing some starters as well. But the thing that really came back to bite the Celtics once again was poor late game execution.
Yeah.
48 seconds left. Tatum just dribbles the air out of the ball, takes an impossible shot, a fadeaway from kind of the left block. He misses. 33 seconds left. An insane 2-for-1 shot.
Yeah,
from
that
Tatum.
was a wild one.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
They just inbounded the ball in the backcourt. He brings it up as fast as he can and chucks a 3 from the top of the key. Missed that one as well. And then 5 seconds left. Joe Mazzulla ran his one play. The guy's literally got one play. Jason Tatum starts in the backcourt. Sometimes they throw it to him. Sometimes they throw it to a guy to pass it to Jason Tatum. We've seen that play 100 times already this season, so we know it's coming. Obviously, the Jazz did too because, their coach coached with the Boston Celtics coach the previous season. Tatum's in the backcourt. Inbound goes in to Grant Williams. They scouted the play. Couldn't get the ball to Tatum, so Grant Williams has to go and try to attack Walker Kessler at the rim. Drives it to the rim. A block shot.
Yeah.
From Kessler because he's, 8 inches taller than Grant Williams or whatever it may be. Boston is 7-6 since the All-Star break. They're third now in the Eastern Conference. They did win a Game 7 on the road last season. They won a Game 7 at home last season, but you got to be a little bit disappointed if you're a Celtics fan, the way that they are coming up short in these games. They've blown so many leads, and the late game execution is a problem. Understandably, they had quite a few starters out in this game, but it was very weird to see Derek White not play at all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's been probably their 3rd best player for the entirety of the season. I understand Malcolm Brogdon's a little bit better driver, probably a better connector as a player, and sometimes the Celtics need that because they get very much stuck in iso ball. But Jason Tatum went scoreless in the second half. You could have used somebody. You could have probably used both Brogdon and White, though they were getting crushed on the glass. So I don't know what you're going to do. But the Celtics look like the team that started last season right now, where they're just finding ways to lose these games.
I heard noted Celtics fan Bill Simmons throwing out the crazy idea of Brad Stevens just firing Mazzulla and taking over at the end of the year here. Do a Pat Riley situation. It's not going to happen, but it made me laugh because that's how down bad they are right now.
He could tell him a play, though. He could tell him like a second play.
Yeah, I was surprised Grant Williams did that. I know they knew the play was coming. I'm not sure why Grant drove it like that. He just decided to call his own number.
Well, he had a good game up to that point.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why he did.
And then he drove into not only Kessler, but like 2 other giant Jazz players in there. He got swallowed up in there.
Yeah, the Jazz obviously do a great job of contesting shots. I was surprised to see that Walker Kessler is number 2 in the NBA in contested 2-point shots. Total contested 2-point shots. As a rook, incredible sign. And a rook who wasn't starting to start the season. They had a lot of bodies in front of him. So, yeah, that guy gets after it on that end. So he's going to have a long NBA career. Danny did again.
And we already slipped it in, but to add insult to injury there with the Celtics sort of bad weekend or loser of the weekend, Sixers are technically ahead of them right now. The number 2 seed is theirs as of today here, so that would be huge. A potential Game 7 at home if these two teams do meet in our second round series. All right, I'd like to give the Atlanta Hawks a loser of the weekend. They did beat the Warriors on Friday night. That was nice, but they suffered the worst meltdown of their entire piss-poor season after blowing a 24-point lead to the Spurs on Sunday. They lost 126-118. They scored, the Hawks did, 83 points in the first half. Rolling. 2 40-plus point quarters against the Spurs, who are the worst defensive team in the league. That makes sense. But what did the Hawks do in the second half? Score 35 total points. Even for the cursed city of Atlanta, when it comes to sports, this one defies all logic. Insult to injury, DeJounte Murray's first game back in San Antonio. Again, I said the Spurs are the worst defensive team in the league. The Hawks are in the middle of a damn playoff race. Like, these games matter in terms of seeding. And they just shat the bed. 35 points. Spurs played well. Played hard. Johnson, Vassell, they played great. Zach Collins had a good game.
That guy's a machine.
But wow, we have always said the Hawks this season, like, one game they look amazing. Next game they look like garbage. This happens in games where they look amazing for one half and then like garbage for the second half. And it's tough to have like any faith in this team in any sort of play-in game or if they get into a playoff series.
I'll pay $12.50 for the first half of that play-in tournament game, but only $4 for the second half.
It's
They beat the Warriors. Trae Young gets a steal on Steph, poke it out to seal the game.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool. He said after the game, I timed it perfectly, and then they timed it very poorly, I should say, to give it all back. As you said, 83 and then 35.
83 in the first half, 35 points in the second half.
Pretty
and a
miraculous.
tip of the cap to Shue for this one. The Hawks have gloriously been within one game of 500 after each of their last 25 games now. The last time they were 2 games above or below 500 was when they were 24-22 back on January 20th. They had beat the Knicks. It was the end of their 5-game win streak. They were 2 games above 500. And since then, they have either been 1 game above 500, 500, or 1 game below 500. For the rest of the season. 25 straight games.
I thought Shue was going to go deep in the bag and find out the last team to do that for more than 25 games.
I heard
That's the longest streak in history.
I thought the Pelicans had it too. Didn't they have
I'm just talking a Justin Kubatko tweet here.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Statitude man himself.
Yeah, there you go. Crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a rough.
So they'll win the
Hawks
next game, though.
They will.
They're a game under 500 right now.
Yeah, they
They'll
should.
be back.
They
Nice.
should. They are going to finish. They have to finish the season 500 at this point.
Oh, they got the Pistons next.
That's a win.
Perfect.
Who do they play next after that?
Timberwolves on the road.
Tough.
Probably a loss.
There'll be a loss.
Pacers at home. Probably a win. Back to 500. Grizzlies
How
at
long
home.
can this
That's a
go?
loss.
How long can it go? All right, those are some losers. Any other teams, performances, random things you want to give an L to?
I like the Hornets. I slipped it in there already, but when a team says, we're just looking to play 3 quarters tonight and just get off the floor before the game, that's rough. In the Sixers, thinking that, I know you look at the standings and you assume that, but damn, that's harsh.
But hold on. The Hornets didn't say that before the game.
No, they're
Oh, I
opposing
thought you
team.
made it sound like the Hornets were like, we're going to play 3 good quarters tonight, and then we're going to mail it in for the last one.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the opposing team
Yeah.
says a basketball game has been reinvented. It's just 3 quarters now. We don't need to play the 4th. And it's true against the Hornets, unfortunately.
Well, let's take a quick look at another loser of the weekend, and that is our March Madness bracket. Boys, didn't go that well for us. Shout out to Neutral for
tough weekend for the
encouraging
boys.
us to fill one of these out. But there's a reason we are not college basketball experts, nor have we ever, pretended to be one. Because, didn't go well for us. Trey, where are we? You said we're like almost dead last.
Here are the 2 big numbers to know, Skeets. We'll start with the total number of brackets.
Okay.
In the No Dunks bracket challenge here. 584 total brackets.
Okay.
Cool. We currently rank number 555.
Holy moly! After the first weekend.
Yeah. Michael Caine came to our bracket and said, "Blow the bloody bracket! Look at all of this red."
Oh boy.
Hey, we got Alabama still going.
Hey, woo! Sweet.
Now, look, a lot of people have broken brackets out there because
Yeah.
we got a 16 seed that beat a 1 seed. We got a 15 seed that advanced to the Sweet 16.
Yep.
We've had multiple number 1s lose.
Yep.
But our gamble of going hard on all the upsets, taking the 11, 12, 13, and 14 seeds in the Midwest, it didn't pay off, though Kennesaw State had them.
I know. We
They had
had
them,
that
man.
one, man.
We had that
Our
one.
L's were looking good, and they blew it. I
But
watched
I mean,
that one.
like, nothing's good. We got no good. We got no good picks here.
Oh, we took Marquette to win it all, too?
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. Oh, they're out.
Yeah, they're totally out. 100% out.
We've got 3 of the Final 4 still alive. Not bad.
I guess we do have 3 of our Final 4. That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah, Gonzaga, you're right. Alabama and then Houston. Okay. Yeah, you put it that way.
Yeah,
not bad.
Glass half full. I'm sure a lot of people have Bama and Houston, obviously.
Yeah, probably so.
How much March Madness did you watch, Tasmalis? Did you get into a lot this weekend?
There's a lot of sports.
Yeah, there were.
A lot of sports. I was taking in some World Baseball Classic, taking in some March Madness, taking in some Physical 100. That's a sport. It's just hard. F1 started. Come on, Verstappen.
Oh,
started
Second week. Well, for me,
I mean, he came
week.
back from 15th. Started 15th, finished second. The championship is over. Congratulations to Red Bull. But yeah, I mean, I was infected with the madness.
You were
this weekend. Yeah, I was a lazy man.
Just had it on all day.
Just a man laying on a couch watching a game that I've never seen before. The new hot thing is out of bounds plays where everybody just sprints and one guy just stands there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It really works. Try it out, Joe Mazzulla.
I was waiting for you to say that. We did have a little chaos on the women's side, too. I saw the number 8 seed Ole Miss pulled off a shocking upset of Stanford last night as a number 1 seed.
Cool.
Stanford is the first number 1 seed to miss the Sweet 16 since 2009 on the women's side for the NCAA.
All right.
Yeah, that sort of caught me by surprise, but you're right. Not in the men's. The number 1 seed's gone, a couple of them. Number 2 seed's gone, a couple of them. I think Creighton eliminated number 3 seed Baylor there last night.
That's right.
Should have backed our Blue Jays.
Right.
Being
Creighton.
baseball fans that
Creighton,
we are.
Yeah. It's hard to repeat. Baylor didn't do it last year. Kansas. Was Bill Self back for that game?
No, he didn't make it back.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
jeez.
That's why they lost.
Yeah, need that
Arkansas looks
coaching.
good, actually.
That's who you would take if we were redoing our bracket?
No, if we were redoing our bracket, I think I would take Houston.
Okay.
Now that Kansas has lost, they had a pretty solid second half. They got good players, and they're going to get healthier. But Arkansas was the most impressive to me this weekend.
And so this picks back up on Thursday again,
Yeah, that's
right?
Yep.
And then we play, or all those teams play 2 more games. So by the end of next weekend, we'll have the Final 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right.
It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games,
Madness,
guys.
man. Straight up madness.
There's a reason they call it March Madness. And it's not just because it's in March. It's quite mad.
It's so mad.
It's a mad, mad world.
The original March Madness started in Illinois. It's a true story.
What does that mean?
That they started calling the high school basketball tournament March Madness
Oh,
before the
that's a
NCAA,
nice little known
NCAA ever
fact.
did.
Cool.
That's right.
They just stole it.
Yeah, Illinois lost this weekend though, so
Yeah.
it's Arkansas.
Let's take our final break. When we come back, Pick'em results, tonight's Pick'em, and Tweet of the Night.
Hey guys, speaking of neutral, you guys like real vodka?
Yes?
What about real juice?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Real seltzer?
Only seltzer I intake.
Right? Yeah, me too. How about a real tweet? Because I got one for you.
Okay.
This was tweeted over the weekend from Branhausen. Didn't we get shirts from Branhausen one time? Oh, no, sorry. That's something totally different. Showed up to the St. Patty's party with the lemonade pack umlaut. Umlaut? Wait, how do you say it?
Umlaut.
Umlaut or umlaut?
I think it's umlaut.
Okay, tomato.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
stone cold igloo cooler. Now look at this cooler. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin, 100% pure whoop ass.
Say that again?
Whoop ass.
He definitely never said it like that.
You definitely pronounced that properly. Hard H.
And then we got a 6-pack of the lemonade neutral. My favorite, actually. The blackberry neutral lemonade. Bangs.
I had one
It hits,
yesterday. It's
right?
tasty.
It's so good.
Give me a hell yeah! Give me an umlaut!
I thought he was going to show up cracking 2 neutrals on the top of a car.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, do that one next, Branhausen.
No, don't waste
Brownhauser.
it. Don't waste it.
Yeah, don't wait.
waste
Well,
that
you
neutral.
could sort of crack them and then just sort of be under it, and let it fall into your mouth.
Yeah.
The umlaut though. Umlaut.
Oh, don't go
Jesus.
back to that. No one knows. It's not
I
an
was
English
thinking about
word.
this.
It's not an English word. You can say it however you want.
Umlaut.
Yeah.
It's not an English word.
Well, it's an English word. I mean, not originally.
What is it originally?
I don't know.
It was originally coined in connection with the study of Germanic languages.
Okay.
See, there you go.
Umlaut. Yeah.
It was originally said in a Chicago high school basketball tournament.
I knew it. The umlaut. It's the one with the umlaut. Anyways, you know where I'm going with this. Neutral, man. Give it a try. It's made with.
Listen, JD. We've had many people say that's not how you pronounce umlaut.
Okay.
You could be saying it correctly in German, but you say it however you want.
Imagine the meetings about this umlaut, right? Like
Umlaut.
okay, tomato again.
Umlaut.
Like, the company starts in Canada. I mean,
It did it?
Yeah, it did. It did. Acquired by Labatt and then Anheuser-Busch, and that's why we get it here in the States. And can you imagine just the back and forth, just the executives, just the meetings, the boardrooms, but just solely about the umlaut? Do we keep the umlaut? Oh my God, we ran out of music. Okay, we got to wrap this up.
You know the music they should use is umlaut doopa dap dap doopa
Now we're gonna
dap.
Copyright on an ad now. Thanks, Tass.
What are they waiting for?
Jesus, Tass.
Okay, anyways.
The Hanson brothers, they were born in Illinois.
Were they really?
No, I'm just making
I think
stuff.
they're from Nebraska.
Are they?
Yeah, the
Something
same.
like that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, anyways. It's made with real vodka, real juice.
Oklahoma.
That's good trivia. I'm going to remember that. It comes in, there's 3 different packs: pineapple, watermelon, raspberry, and mango. That's the fruit pack. Then we got the lemonade, classic, peach, blackberry, strawberry, lemonade. Strawberry lemonade. Lemonade is the classic. And cranberry, classic, grapefruit, apple, orange, cranberry. It's the ultimate seltzer upgrade with real vodka and a better taste. Check them out on Instagram at @neutral. No umlaut there. Find Neutral in stores, at your favorite bar, or learn more at neutralusa.com. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut.
I like
Loud.
to picture like a Don Draper-esque ad executive
Yes.
in the Neutral boardroom, like you said, and he just goes, 2 dots. 2 dots.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love it.
What?
I love it, executive man.
There's somebody 100% against the umlaut. I guarantee it. They were dying on that hill. Get rid of it. But if I'm making up a word, because this is a made-up word,
Oh, the way they spell it, yeah.
you better be goddamn sure there's going to be an umlaut in it.
I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, people who have computers don't like it.
Well, I love it now because I figured out how
you know how
to
to
do
do
it.
it?
Put it in
Yeah.
everything.
How to put it on a capital, because you can put
You can't do it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. People
Yeah.
who have computers.
What
They're
if
very
it's
upset.
Can't put it on a capital.
But I think their whole branding is all lowercase.
Is it?
Well, that's what
Oh, you're
that
right.
sign right behind you is telling me. Well, I guess, is it? No.
I don't know
No,
that it is.
I take
think
that
it's-
back.
I think the U
It's
is
that N gets
lowercase.
you. That's
Yeah.
not a capital N.
It's not, but the T is definitely.
Yeah, and the R
is,
and the
so is the
L.
L. So,
Looks like it's supposed to be all caps, actually.
Yeah, that's what.
That's insane.
yeah, but you can't, like you said, Jay, you can't do it. You can't put.
How did they do it, man? How'd they do it? How'd they get that?
Don Draper, how did he do it?
No.
They've got special keyboards.
This was brought up in the meeting. I guarantee it.
Oh, of course it was,
What do you mean? You can't put it on a capital letter, Don? Trust me. Trust me.
It's a good pub.
Pick'em results. Friday night. I didn't know if the ad read was over. I thought it was.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's over.
Pelicans Rockets. Your boy swerved hard on this one. I took the Rocks on Friday night. They played twice over the weekend, and this was the one, as you talked about, that they pulled out the straight up victory. Give me the money line. Rare win for me. I'm 5-8. Tass fell to 4-9 because you guys had the Pelicans. Trey falls to a very respectable 8-5. So 8-5, 5-8, 4-9. What's tonight's game?
Well, let's put the Rockets back on the board. They're at home, 9.5-point underdogs. This feels like a 16 versus 1 seed. The Warriors are coming to Houston, but the Warriors have lost 10 straight on the road. Straight up lost. So I just went with that fact and took those 9 points. Comfortable saying the Rockets will lose by 9 or less, but you guys think the Warriors are going to win by 10 or more. You're probably right. They're not playing extremely badly.
No.
And
this is the best
the
they've played all
Rockets.
season.
We'll see with the Rockets if they can bounce back from a loss.
Let's get to tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter.
Tweet of the night comes from @GamingSociety. Happened over the weekend. New Candace Parker March Madness memes dropped. Which one are you? So everybody joining us on YouTube, we've got 4 photos of the great Candace Parker reacting to the March Madness. They're in the studio. There's one. I mean, you could do a lot of great work with these as memes. Love this one. Keep going, JD. Oh, hands down, in her head. Oh, just stressing it. And then, oh, that looks pretty good, that one. I don't know what the result was there. Which one are you guys? Or at least from your weekend, TK. Which meme were you?
Actually, for me this weekend, I guess I would be kicking back with a slight grin on my face.
There you go.
Yeah, just gently happy with the way things are going. Have people green screened the shirt, though? I mean, that is color key right there.
That really is. Yeah.
Jerome!
Yeah, buddy!
Maybe put one of the other Candace Parker
Parker's.
memes on the green screen shirt.
Candace
Holy
and a
moly, a
Candace?
meme within a meme.
Quite possibly.
Be careful out there. Tass, what about you? You got a CP meme that felt, summed up your weekend the most?
Just seeing the name Drake on a school name it just weirds me out. And I think if you thought for a brief moment that Drake bought a college, I think all those 4 memes could apply in different ways.
All right,
different part of understanding them. Drake bought a basketball team? Ugh.
Yeah, I would definitely be head in hands.
Head in hands?
If Drake bought a college so he could have his own college basketball team.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable, though.
It does.
it does.
And then top right, you're surprised. That's what our college university system has come to? Is that what's happening? Okay, then you understand. All right, Drake bought a basketball team. All right, that's cool, I guess, if you can do that. Then you see them play. I thought this was Drake basketball team, but it's not. It's not his basketball team. It's just a school.
Think she's
Name
got
Drake.
some neutral in that cup? Any chance? No? Probably
Coyote Jester said she's all of the executives in the neutral umlaut meeting.
That's good. All right. Thank you to Gaming Society for that fun tweet of the weekend, really. Tonight, join us on Playback, guys. 8 p.m. Eastern. We will start with some Desmond Bane, definitely not against Luka. I got to update this damn graphic.
He can play.
He might play.
We'll go
Desmond Bane will play.
We'll go Jaren Jackson Jr.
Don't worry about it.
Guess we'll put Kyrie. Is Kyrie playing? What? I don't know who's playing. You want
Yeah.
Maxi Kleber there? Who you want? Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim
going for
Hardaway
50
Jr.,
tonight? Maybe that'll happen. Anyway, I got the link there in the show notes, so click on that, sign up for Playback, join us. 8 p.m. We'll jump around like Tass said, lots of games on, we'll catch some endings, and we'll have a LARF or 2, and maybe a neutral will be consumed for all I know. Yeah, but we'll see you then. Otherwise, if you don't join us on Playback, we'll see you here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, live from the Classic Factory. Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, we'll see you at playback.tv/no dunks.
Brace the day, people.